Okay. Here we go. Hang on. Chat. Needs to go to live chat and not rated. Just get my dog across the road. Wait. Hey, what was that? What was that? Here. That's not like you. It's because I'm holding the camera, innit? Off the road. Off the road. It's my fault. Okay, go on. That was my fault. Yeah, so Tom's Generation X. I've been thinking this for a while, to be honest with you. And even more so since yesterday, since Vindicator was doing his video. So I'll explain in a minute. But this channel is my second channel. But really, I'm trying to make it my first channel because my other one's been partially censored, demonetized. And they've told me, YouTube have told me, because my video, I had a way of working around YouTube system. So they couldn't really get me on singular videos and give me all the strokes that they needed to. So what they did instead was and I didn't know they even did this. They looked at my channel as a whole and called it a hate channel and said that my channel basically could never be monetized or put on recommend lists unless I was to delete every single bit of content on there. Which would be deleting everything I stand for. So I was, for a while I was down about it, and I was like, no, I'll do a second channel because I know what mistakes I made with the first one, and there weren't many. I was the only person after 5 years who was still on the same channel he started with. So I was doing something right. So I thought, no, we're all having problems monetizing ourselves at the moment. I would go on to a second channel. It's not been as easy as I thought, because getting the word out on a censored channel is very, very difficult. But what I'm finding is I'm attracting a new audience, as well as some of the old ones, which is kind of cool, which means we're sort of beginning to get out. I mean, some of the videos are getting 6 views, it's embarrassing. But if you see my other channel, you'll see that it got up to about 20k, and as it hit 20k, YouTube came down on me, and we're now down to about 18.7. It goes up and down, but it's never allowed to go over 20. And occasionally it gets some recommend lists, so that's the reason for jumping to here. But the reason I'm making this video is what occurred to me even before yesterday, I'll talk about this in a second, is that this channel is a mess. And what I mean by that is what it's got on it is some deep fake trials, a few videos of me talking about politics, but a lot of videos of me talking other stuff. And to anybody new to this channel, you might think, where's the activism? And you'd be right. This year, I had a plan, which was to go to cover all the UKIP demos down south. And I covered the first 3. And on the third one, so the first 2 I've done live. That's what I do, live streams. So the first one I did live, second one I did live, third one crapped out. I didn't have the money to have the SIM cards ready if something went wrong, and it was very disheartening. So that was when I decided to create this channel. What I've realised in the meantime is that it's taken me so long to get out the starting blocks to do the things that I want to do, because I'm also, what you're seeing with all these test videos and that is someone who's in transition, someone who's trying to create different types of content. So what I've realised is I haven't uploaded the mini documentary I made onto this channel. I haven't uploaded this year's UKIP demos that I attended and filmed on this channel. I haven't shown any of the best demos that I filmed, Tommy Robinson, anything. I've shown none of my work on this channel because I was trying to start afresh. And the other thing as well is, all due respect to Tommy, I also wanted this channel to stand on its own merit. But a lot of my work is my work, so I feel like what I need to do is upload some of those videos to you guys, and I will mark them as re-uploaded from earlier this year, and maybe just a couple from yesteryear, just to give you an idea of what I'm about, and the fact that I have been out there, front lines, everything else, and the fact that I have attempted to make a mini doc, and And yeah, you know, the fact that people like myself, Vindicator, Danny, we've all been on the front lines on and off, and the only time we're off is usually when we haven't got enough money to be there. So there was that. So, and the reason I suppose I'm making the video today is because I'm on Vindicator's channel yesterday, and I'm just listening to what he's saying, and I'm agreeing with him and thinking, you know, to full disclosure, me and Vindicator are friends. But I haven't spoken to him in person, or as in just me and him, probably for a few years, maybe a couple of years. But it's one of those people I always consider a friend. But nevertheless, being a friend and recommending you as a podcast is two different things. I've got a lot of friends, but they wouldn't dare put me over on here. They wouldn't dare put my podcast over because they don't have the balls, because they're scared, and because they're ungrateful. So, as I've said in the past, I've helped so many people get a leg up, especially when they were desensitized. Sorry, desensitized. When they were censored and deplatformed. And I took the risk of having these people on my show to keep them in the public eye whilst they were trying to find new routes. I've done this many times. I've tried, and many people on the way up, I've tried to give a push. And back then, I had the channel and the power to give that push and but entice people to go and subscribe to these people. So I really, hey man, good to see you. So I really had some influence. And something that, now that doesn't mean that they owe me anything, or that I'm entitled, or that anything like that. I'll get back to you in a second, man. Or anything like that. It doesn't mean that I feel that way. But at the same time, when you do anything for anybody, it'd be nice when you're in the shit if somebody stepped forward and helped you. And what I can say is that, as I said, YouTube attacked me. It wasn't just YouTube, the left, even people on the right. I say the right, I don't know who they're really with. But even they tried to attack my YouTube channel using a tactic of buying views, for it, to try and get it blacklisted. Like really dirty tactics. So there's a lot of people that know that I've been through all this censorship from supposedly my own side, although I'm not really buying that. Definitely from the left, and definitely from YouTube and other people. Again, on top of what we're already facing, all of us together, and we're all facing this lack of money in that together as well. So, how many people pay it forward? All those people I helped. Do you know what? In fact, let's just make it a bit easier because I don't want to make it sound like butthurt. Danny Roscoe has Susie, this way. Danny Roscoe has been a great friend, and on X, like, he's put posts out for me because he's, you know, I don't have the reach he's got. And Vindicator yesterday. Now, bear in mind, Danny Roscoe don't owe me nothing. Vindicator don't owe me nothing. Vindicator yesterday, he's putting me over. He's putting my channel over. His voice is passionate. He means it. He's not bullshitting his audience. He means it. And then I speak to a few people in this chat, and they are equally as strong in conviction. They say something, they mean it. And it's like, and honestly, for a moment, I was sat there with a chill going down my back because someone had stepped up to speak up for me, instead of it being always the other way around. And again, Vindicator's a friend. He don't owe me nothing. Susu, this way. Sue, this way. But he don't owe me nothing. And he, you know, he's risked association with me. Bear in mind, I've worked at the top. I've worked with Tommy. There should be no shame of working with me. But a lot of people got jealous, and a lot of people got this, and a lot of people got that. And in certain circles, I'm persona non grata simply because of success. And then in the same token, since I've been censored, that's a kind of failure, isn't it? Because you're not getting out anymore. So then you see those people turn away and run away because you haven't got the pull that you once had. Little do they know, most people, if they can build a YouTube channel once, they can do it twice and 3 times and 4 times, because there's just an art to it. And even though YouTube's rigged, it's still doable. And this channel is not many people on it, but it's beginning to find its legs. And I just want to say, so if you're new here, I will upload some videos that give you more context as to my politics, as to my frontline action, as to what I'm prepared to do when I've got money in my pocket and camera in my hand and conviction in my heart. I'll show you some of that, because otherwise you may be wondering why you're even here, and I get it. Also, morning walk and talks like these. Been doing these for now 7 years. But yeah, I think it's important, where I'm coming from, where my politics are, and also to say, I'm not the guy that, all right, mate, good to see you again. Yeah. I'm not the guy that will, what was I just talking about, guys? I'm not the guy that will, no, I've forgotten. Sorry, that's the guy that was wearing the England flag the other day. That's why it completely got my attention. Yeah. So that's just crazy seeing him again. Anyway, look, to try and sum it all up. My channel's intentionally on the outside now, which means nobody's got a handle on what I do. Nobody's got a hand in what I do. Nobody can emotionally pressure me. Not saying that they do or have, I'm just saying I'm in the best position I've been in since I can't remember when. In terms of, I've got not worry about upsetting anybody or anything. I can be the best me that I've always been, and that's just me who says what the fuck he wants. And that's what I was going to say. There'll be times when you won't agree with me. That's fine. That's what the right is about. Being able to know that we're not basing ourselves on an identity politics where we all have to be machine-like and be in some group that all group think the same way. No. Being on the right is about individualism, individual thought. Yes, you've got to work together, but not before arguing the toss over what's right and the best way to do it. And rather than thinking like Robert, Sue here, mummies, Sue, mummies, sorry. So like I say, that was kind of almost moving yesterday with Vindicator. And then you see Danny Roscoe pop up in the chat, but it was because, like I say, I've done that for so many people, and the guys that don't owe me that, nobody owes me it, but the guys that especially don't owe me it are the ones that step forward. And that's been, like I say, that's been Danny, and that's been Vindicator, and absolutely no one else. I'm not hurt or bitter. I've been through that. I'm out the other side. I'm kind of nervously excited about the future, because now every success I have may be harder to get, but it'll be all mine. It'll be all ours. It'll be truly by the people, for the people. And that to me is an exciting prospect, because I think it's something we've sadly missed in this country. Still, to this day, I believe, my opinion is, the only people you get to hear on bigger channels and everything else are people with money. People that truly struggle to pay their bills obviously aren't going to have the big studios and the big channels. And yet they're the people that know what you're going through better than most. And I guess that's why we're here. Trying to remind people of things like this, so that, like, I would never try and encourage someone how to vote, but I would try and at least alert them to things like, we keep voting for rich people and it's not working out, anyway, so my channel is a channel in progress. It's right in the middle of a change, so that's probably why it would look incoherent and, to be honest with you, slightly messy to anybody that's not been here before. So I apologise for that, but I understand it's a channel in transition. But also, as I said, once that thing had happened with UKIP, I transferred to here. So I will put some of my earlier work on, give you context of who I am, what I've done, blah blah blah, rather than me making a video where I stand here and list off my credentials like I'm somebody important when I'm not. So I just show you the work I've done. You guys appreciate it or you don't, but it's there for you if you want it. So I'll do that. I'm working on the video at the moment, and the priority is finishing this video. As soon as I finish this video, then I'll get onto that. But the priority is finishing this video because it's taken me 14 days. Come on. Right, I've got to go. Sorry, too much going on. Go. Too much is going on. I've got to get out of here. Right, Tom's Fury, Tom's Generation Egg. Oh, Min. Yeah. So, haven't made up my mind. Probably. I'm thinking probably, but here's the rub. Hang on, let me let the dog in. I know she's safe. I probably will go Saturday, but I haven't made up my mind for certain. Here's the rub, and why it's so difficult for me. I've got one truly working phone and one SIM card for one carrier. I've only ever tried to pull off a live stream twice doing that. Both times it failed. I've always had two phones, one turned off, one turned on, and 2 to 4 SIM cards when I do these events. Without that, there's no point. There's just no point, because one phone will be scrambled at some point. That's why I've got the second. You turn that on, that's got 2 SIM cards in it, you're back on. So without that kind of defense, what it gives me is a day of frustration, and it spoils the day for me, because I spend hours trying to get the live streams working and that again, and it's a nightmare. So because of that lack of money, I think this is going to be the first one where I'm going as a Joe Public. And you might think that that's exciting, and in a way it is, because I've never been like that, and I've never been able to truly appreciate what's happening, because I'm trying to think of the other people on the other end. But on the other side of it, it's going to feel weird, me not doing what I do whilst being at a place like that. And how am I going to feel about the camera there? I feel like I'm going to feel a bit bare, like I'm not knowing what I'm doing, know what to do with myself. I don't know. I'm a streamer. I do what I do. So I don't know. So if I go, it's going to feel so weird, because it's the first time I will ever not be able to. It's not a case of choose not to stream. It's a case of not being able to stream, really. So yeah, it all feels a bit weird. So probably yes, but I've got mixed emotions about how it's going to be for me, because it's going to be a different experience. And like I say, really, part of me should be grateful to just be able to sit back and enjoy it. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to enjoy it, especially because what happens is you can't help it. You nitpick. You look at other people filming, and you think, oh, they're missing this and missing that. They're probably not, but that's how your mind works. And then you start thinking, oh, I should have built my camera. And you start getting like that, you know. So I don't know. It's just doesn't feel natural. 7 years, and whenever I go anywhere, I'm on camera, you know. And then don't get me wrong, I've told myself there's going to be so many cameras there, your camera's irrelevant, and that's true. That is true, but it just feels like my job. So just go and enjoy and don't film. I know, it just feels counter-intuitive to what I do. What's the easiest way to send you money? I want to help you. Go, no, Min, honestly, it's cool. There's got to be a better way than one person having to shoulder the burden of my travel. That's not fair for me to take money off you. It's not right. It's not right. You know, if we could monetize the channel, and people super chatted, or if people, I don't know, put $1 in each for a fucking PayPal or something like that, yeah, maybe. But I you know, the idea that one person foots the bill for me going there, you know, I don't know. I was hoping that this channel would monetize itself with the advertising, and that I'd never have to ever ask anybody for money, you know. So please, Tom, I'm offering, not asking. Let me dwell on it. Yeah, let me dwell on it. It's been a long time since I've accepted money off anybody, and I feel really uncomfortable about doing it these days. Let me dwell on it, man. Let me dwell on it. But listen, either way, thank you so much for that offer. That is so kind of you. Yeah, like nobody's offered things like that. They used to, before I quit, they used to offer these things all the time. So I really appreciate it. I just reticent to say yeah. And the other thing as well is, how do I know what your situation is? You could be making yourself poor for me. I don't want that. I don't want that. And if I found that out, I'd be so angry at you. It'd be unreal. I wouldn't want someone. Sorry, I got to get out of this. I wouldn't want someone hurting their own financial situation to help me. No, that's not right. Listen, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to carry this on later. This is getting too loud. Listen, Tom's Fury, Tom's Generation X. Listen, regardless, thank you for the offer. Thank you for the offer. I'll talk to you all soon. Sorry about this. Jesus. Can you get any